Brian Sobel. And Brian, nice to see you. How troubling are these numbers for Newsom?
Heather, good to see you too, and they are troubling. As you get closer to an election, people start paying attention, and as people are paying attention, these numbers are changing, and they're not changing in Gavin Newsom's favor. In fact, they're going in the other direction. Now, one thing to consider is that there is a huge number of people who are registered to vote versus maybe those that actually across the state of California will send in their ballots. So among those people, I think Governor Newsom may be doing a little bit better. That is to say, those who may actually return a ballot may favor Newsom to a larger degree than this poll is showing.
What do you think is at play here, Brian? Is this about a lack of motivation and that opponents are just that more enthused about, excuse me, let me rephrase. Are opponents of Governor Newsom just far more enthused than Newsom's supporters?
Yes, I think so. I think there are a lot of people around California that want to take out the pandemic, homelessness, all the other vexing issues in California, the fires, the droughts, everything. They are looking for somebody to lay some blame on. And in this case, it's going to be the governor. And you recall that in the history of the state of California, there's only been one governor who's been recalled, and that was in 2003 when Gray Davis was recalled in favor of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it's rare, but all the stars may be lining up for what may be a close race here on the question of whether you want to recall the governor. The second part of it, Heather, is if you want to recall the governor, who is it that you want to see replace the governor? And talk show host Larry Elder is the favorite right now, polling somewhere in the 23 to 25% among the 41 other candidates in the race.
Yeah, and he is among the short list of candidates, Brian, that the state GOP is looking to endorse coming up on Saturday. How important do you believe that endorsement will be here?
Republicans are well out-registered in the state of California, and to the extent that it galvanizes Republicans, that would work well for those who are for the recall if they can coalesce around one candidate. And so it may mean something. At the end of the day, turnout is going to be the key thing here. Whether people are motivated by what's going on in California, positively or negatively, to return that ballot, either to recall the governor or not.
Yeah, I mean, the different motivation levels here is really significant. So you touched on some of the challenges for Newsom. I mean, is it really COVID here? Is it turnout? Is it both?
I think it's both of those things. I think COVID has been huge. It's been a very tough issue for the governor of any state, frankly. And it's true for Governor Newsom. It's been back and forth mandates. The science has been something he's tried to stay with. But then there's the problem of just running businesses and people getting out and about. So he's got all those kinds of things. And then there are these intangibles like being caught in a restaurant himself without a mask, or his kids being caught on, at a day camp without masks. These things are what anger people and motivate them to return a ballot in some cases.
Yeah, Brian, we're just about out of time, but are you surprised at all by these numbers? Because it was just a few weeks ago when Newsom was, barnstorming the state, touting the big budget surplus, showing off his budget priorities. And now this poll really shows that this recall election is in a dead heat.
Close to a dead heat, you're right. And I think at the end of the day, the Newsom camp has to continue battling on the positives. But again, there is an angry electorate out there, a certain percentage, who want to blame somebody. And when you're at the top of the ticket, that's who you blame.
Yep, good or bad. All right, Brian Sobel reporting, our political analyst today. Brian, thank you.